New 72 Radio, the voice, views, and visions of the collective.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mary Berger with ComputerDiva, and welcome to Diva Talk. We do this show once a month, usually towards the end of the month, the fourth Thursday of every month, and we broadcast live on Facebook at 10 a.m. However, this month we are pre-recording it because I have a previous engagement on the date when we would normally record live. So here we go. I'm going to start recording. So today we are looking at Thursday, October 25th, 2018, and welcome to Diva Talk. So there's several things I want to talk to you about today. First of all, this show is produced by Kelly Lair of New 72 Media, and I want to say a big thank you to Kelly for always being there behind the scenes and making sure that everything technically works as it should. So thank you very much, Kelly. Our next show is going to be a little bit early in the month because the fourth Thursday of November is Thanksgiving. So we're going to do our next show on the 15th, Thursday, November 15th. And my guest in that show will be Lisa Brum of My Financial Girlfriend. And she is changing the way women deal with finances. So thank you very much, Lisa, for that. So I want to talk about several things today. The first thing I want to talk about is Apple updates. Apple has released their Mac OS Mojave version of their operating system. It is out now. You can download it on your Apple computers and install it. If you are a DivaCare customer on a Mac platform, we are blocking that update from being installed on your computer. Not because there's anything wrong with it, but with any operating system update, there are always bugs at the beginning. So I like to give my customers a good 3 or 4 months of running on the old operating system before we install the new. That gives Apple the time they need to kind of work out those bugs, and you don't necessarily need to go through that process. I usually tell my customers wait until the spring to install your Mac OS update. They are usually released in the fall, usually in September or October. It's been out for several weeks now. So I have deliberately blocked the install of that software from any Mac computers that are currently on my DivaCare platform. So just one of the many perks of subscribing to DivaCare. So anyway, just know that. I'm not going to really go over any of the features in macOS Mojave right now. I will probably do that at a later show. So anyway, that's the Apple updates. So now let's talk about Microsoft updates. The Windows 10 October 2018 creators patch, whatever it is they want to call it, is out. It's problematic. It is probably, from what I hear, I don't have it yet, it is probably one of the worst Microsoft updates that has come around in recent years. And I would highly suggest that you do whatever you can to block it. There are things you can do to block it. Microsoft is making it harder and harder to block your updates, but you can do it by manipulating your software. So those who are running on Windows 10 Professional have a lot more options on blocking than the home versions. Usually Windows 10 Professional computers are in a business environment, and so Microsoft is giving those businesses options to block those updates so it doesn't affect their day-to-day operations of their business. So what can you do? What can you do? So you can go into your Windows Update section. You can click on the Home button in the lower left-hand corner and go to Settings, and then find Windows Updates. And there's several things in there you can do. And I usually go and click on the Advanced area first. And first of all, I turn on the reminder for the computer restart. So when they do install the update, they're going to have to restart your computer. And it all depends on what the update is. They're always changing the process, but you can toggle the switch on saying, I want advance notice before you restart my computer and install that software. So you definitely want that turned on. You can also turn off the switch to automatically download the update. That will give you a little bit of a buffer there as well. Before I go into anything else, I want to say it's always really, really important to back up your data. If you don't have a backup plan in place, you need to get one. And talk to me. I can walk you through the entire process. It's really simple. But if something does happen with the update and you lose your data, which is one of the things that happened with this update, when it first was released and started installing, it was wiping out the user's data. That has been resolved, but you want to be proactive and make sure you have a backup plan in place just in case. So make sure you back up. Also on the Windows Professional version, there are options where you can delay the update by so many days. You can even delay it up to 365 days. So, so that's another option. You can also change your active hours on the computer. So there's an area in the Windows Update where you can specify what the hours are that you're normally working on your computer. I have mine set for 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. so that Windows updates will not be automatically installed during those hours. And if you leave your computer on overnight, which I do, my computer is on 24/7, Windows Update will automatically know that during the day when I'm working, do not install updates. Wait until after 8 o'clock at night. Usually by 8 o'clock at night, it's a really good bet that I am not sitting in front of my computer. In fact, it's usually much earlier in the evening. I really try and stick to a schedule of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sometimes it goes a little bit later, but with the intensity of my job, I have to make sure that I take those evening hours to myself. So, but anyway, I set mine at 8 o'clock just in case. Your computer will not restart during these times. So once the update is installed, you will have Windows 10 version 18.09. The other thing you can do is set your computer, or actually your internet connection as being a metered connection. You can go to Start and Settings, and then Network and Internet. And in there, there's a little switch that you can turn on and off that says metered connection. Basically, this is telling Microsoft that your internet connection is well, they call it metered, meaning that you have only so much bandwidth that you've purchased for the month, just like having like a Wi-Fi hotspot, like a cellular connection. You get so many gigabytes of bandwidth per month, and you don't want to exceed that. So if your computer is turned on as a metered connection, Microsoft will automatically know that, hey, you've got a connection here that is limited in bandwidth, and they won't download the update. Now, that will only keep you safe for so long. After, I don't really remember what the time frame is because it has changed. Microsoft will try and push that update through. So, but it at least gets you to the point where they've worked out the bugs and they're not going to install that update for you. So that's an option. So that's the Windows updates. I'm not going to go into the details of the Windows 10 Fall Creators Update of 2018 right now. I'll do that at another time. I haven't installed it on my computer yet. You could manually install it if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend you do that unless you know what you're doing. So let's now talk about some DivaCare updates. As you know, DivaCare is my automated maintenance product that I run on both Windows and Mac computers. It automates your maintenance, such as on the Mac platform, your updates. We can block those updates. On the Windows platform, we can go in and we could specify the hours where your updates are installed, just like I just told you about. But we could set that globally for all the DivaCare computers that says, hey, don't update the computer at any time between 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. And I have the ability to set that per computer, although I pretty much have all my computers in profiles. So based on your computer type, whether you're residential or business, you're in a different profile. and the updates will work a little bit differently. But we have that option to set those hours. So in my DivaCare suite of products, we have our DivaCare Pro, our DivaCare Lite. Both DivaCare Pro and DivaCare Lite have all the same features. You have all the same update capabilities. We automatically maintain your computer. We do weekly tune-ups. We will respond to alerts. It's what we call automated remediation. So if your computer throws out an alert saying, hey, we think there might be something wrong with the hard drive or there might be some bad blocks on it, we automatically trigger a disk check so that the next time your computer is rebooted, it does a disk check and makes sure that your hard drive is working properly. If it's not, it will throw me an alert, and then we can deal with it at that point in time. If your hard drive reports that it's too fragmented, we will automatically start a disk defrag. There's several different types of automated remediation that we run on your computer. So DivaCare Lite and DivaCare Pro get all those same features. The only difference between the two is if you need some sort of remote help with your computer, with a maintenance type item of your computer, and you call me and you're a DivaCare Pro subscriber, that phone call is totally included in your monthly fee. There's no charge for that. And it doesn't matter how many phone calls you make during the month. For $33 a month, you get unlimited remote maintenance. I have found with my DivaCare subscribers that because of the automated maintenance we do, you really don't need to call me all that often. There are some clients that never call me. So your computer is maintained. It is running a whole lot smoother than it would if you didn't have that maintenance. And it's a win-win situation for everybody. With DivaCare Lite, it's $18 a month. And if you need remote help, it's a 10% discount off of our normal fees, which right now is $80 an hour. So that's the difference between the two. You get all the same features except for that remote price. Then we have our DivaCare Managed Antivirus, which is basically providing you with antivirus on your computer. Managed means that we monitor and set the scans that it does on your computer. We do a major scan once a week, and it does real-time scanning for internet browsing or file downloads. And what happens is if it does those scans and it finds some sort of virus or malware activity on your computer, I get a notification. And that way we can be proactive about making sure that your computer stays clean. So that's the Managed Antivirus. I've been talking for months now about my new DivaCare website, and it was supposed to be released back in the summer, but a lot of things happened in my life that prevented me from releasing that. But I am now targeting November, probably mid-November, and I'm thinking maybe November 16th. That's kind of my target date. So look for that. If you're a DivaCare subscriber, you will have access to that site. It's password protected, so non-DivaCare subscribers don't get access to that content. It is stocked full of blog postings, videos, ebooks, all sorts of information that you can go in and read that will teach you a little bit more about your computer. And after the first of the year, I plan on having regular online classes, whether they be live or pre-recorded. There'll probably be a mixture of both, but at least one class every month that would be live and kind of like a Q&A. You have questions about your computer, join in on that web chat, and you can ask your question and I will answer it. So that'll be monthly, and we'll probably have one other every month that is a recorded session. So look forward to that. I am officially targeting November 16th as that release date. So what do we have in store for DivaCare for the future? I'm working on a couple of projects right now that will be released after the first of the year. There's two areas that I really wanted to target. One of them was personally to help me. Another one was personally to help you. And they're all bundled in the same product, which is pretty amazing. So the piece that helps me is documentation. So if you're a DivaCare subscriber, or even a non-Diva, even if you're a break-fix customer of mine, I document what happens on your system. I document your system itself. I might document some of your accounts and passwords. I will document procedures on how to do various things. If somebody calls me and says, hey, how do I do this? If I have time, I will write out the procedure and I will email it. Well, with the documentation piece that I'm putting into place, and just to backtrack, I document in Word documents. I also document it Evernote. It all depends on the computer and the client, but I want to consolidate all of this into one online platform where I can just go to your computer record and I can see the list of all the documentation I've done on your computer. Everything in one place. It's going to make it all a lot easier for me. And the beauty of this new product that I'm going to be using for this is the fact that I can take any of that documentation and I can make it web available for you. It requires a login and a password, but web available to you so that you can see your documentation as well. So if I write out procedures for you, you always know you can go to this particular website, log into your account, and here's all the documentation that I've put together for you. So that's really cool. It mainly helps me, but ultimately in the long run, it helps you as well. So that will be coming next year. The other thing that I'm targeting for release at the same time is a password management system. I have to tell you all that the most common issue everybody deals with is how to manage their passwords. And I will probably say, I think I've said this before, but I'll say it again, with just about every job that I do, we probably spend a good 20 minutes worth of time trying to figure out passwords. Clients have not written their passwords down. They think maybe for their email accounts they don't have passwords because they don't have to type it in every time, but you do have passwords. Any online account you have requires a password. And password management is a big issue. Nobody really has done it. None of my clients really do a good job of it. I'm not going to say none. Most of my clients really don't do a good job at it. There are some clients that do an excellent job, so they wouldn't need this product. But password management will be released probably sometime at the beginning of the year. Not quite sure exactly when. I haven't targeted that date. I am testing out the product now that I want to use, and but I will keep you posted. And it's going to be very affordable. It will be awesome to use, and I guarantee you're going to love it, because I do. So that's what's coming along for DivaCare. So we've been in existence now for 28 months with DivaCare, and we started with just the DivaCare Pro. We didn't have a light version. We quickly went into light, managed antivirus. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, Diva Backup. We have an online backup solution as well. So Pro, Light, Managed Antivirus, DivaCare Backup. We will then have documentation and password management. So it's rounding out to be a full comprehensive platform for you. So I'm hoping you'll take advantage of it. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is a seminar I did recently. And various people have asked me about the seminar, so I kind of wanted to fill you in on it and maybe give you a little bit of a flavor of what it is I taught. So I went through a particular process, a very unconventional process to develop my DivaCare platform. And I had a good friend of mine who told me several times throughout the course of a year that, Mary, you need to tell your story. You need to tell everybody how you did this, how you developed this product. And so I finally put together a course. At first, when she first started telling me this, I thought, nobody really wants to know how I did this. You know, it's not interesting to anybody but me. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, yes, it is interesting. It's very unique, very unconventional. And with the way the world is going right now, with all of the issues that we have, especially here in the United States, and it's worldwide, but especially here in the United States, with the division that we have, especially in our government and how people feel about how our government is being run, there's going to be a lot of changes. And we need to figure out how to fix what's going on. And it's my true belief that the only way we can fix it and heal our divide is by coming together as a group and acting with bravery and courage and love and compassion towards each other. I'm a real strong believer in that. So I think that's the only way we're going to kind of get out of this. We're going to have to get out of this, create a different type of governing ourselves, create a different type of living, create a different type of society. And it's going to be an interesting road. And we're already on that road. So it's more of a spiritual way of living your life. So what I did was so my friend kept telling me, you have to tell people your story. And I kept thinking, no, nobody needs to know it. And then I thought, okay, yes, I need to tell my story. And about that same time, this is about a year ago, not quite a year ago, but last December, my mental juices just started going and thinking about, okay, how am I going to do this? And so to backtrack a little bit, I belong to a specific networking group called Connect to Success. And it's housed out of Portland, Oregon. I'm up in Vancouver, Washington, which is not far away. But anyway, we had our annual December meeting, and we had it at a restaurant. And one of our members came and had gifts for everybody because it was the holiday season. So she gave everybody a gift, and everybody got this deck of cards, not this deck of cards, but a deck of cards. This is the one I got. And they're oracle cards. And basically they're a way for you to communicate with your spirit guides, your guardian angels, ask them questions and get answers. Kind of like tarot cards, but not with the deep, dark connotation that they've had in the past centuries. So anyway, so that was the deck I got. And I got home that night and I was thinking about telling my story and possibly creating a seminar out of it. And I thought, okay, I'm going to open up this deck of cards and I am going to do a reading for myself. I'm going to ask a question and do a reading. And so my question was, okay, if I were to create a seminar out of how I created my business, what would it look like? How would it be structured? What do I need to talk about? And it was a 5-card layout, and I've got some notes over here, so I'm going to move my notebook over here. It was a 5-card layout, and let me get to my outline here. So it was a 5-card layout, and basically each card had a different message. And the first card was a message from your higher self. So spiritually speaking, a message from your higher self. The second was a message from the angels and the fairies. The third card was a message from Mother Earth. The fourth card was a message from your master guardian angel, your master guide, and your past life guardian angels. And the fifth one was a message from, oh gosh, where do I have it here? That was at the end of the seminar, so let me look this up. The fifth one was from your angels, the angels who are hanging out with you in your life. And so that was the fifth one. So anyway, I did this 5-card spread, and I had the cards all face down. And I turned over the first card, which was a message from your higher self. And the first card, I'm going to hold it up here, basically said, believing in magic. And on the bottom it says, true magic is abounding in my life. So basically what that means, and remember the question was, how is this course going to look? How do I teach this course? What are the messages I want to give? So in order for you, oh, and let me backtrack. I don't think I even told you the name of the course. So the name of the course is Consciously Manifesting a Sustainable Income. So consciously, meaning you're doing it with spirit, with your guardian angels, your guides. Manifesting, meaning creating. And manifesting, it's important to note that if you want to be a good manifester, it starts with a thought in your head. You manifest through your thoughts, but then that thought is backed with a feeling. And so, for instance, if you, when you manifest, you want to make sure that you're manifesting something positive. I know a lot of people in life who have a lot of negative thoughts, and then they back that thought up with fear, and that's what they manifest into their lives. If you have a positive thought and you back that with a positive emotion, such as gratitude, that is the kind of situations and experiences you will attract into your life. So it starts with a thought backed by an emotion, usually through the heart. Gratitude is a very it's a great emotion to use for manifesting. It's one of the best emotions you could use for manifesting. So that's consciously manifesting a sustainable income. Sustainable meaning recurring monthly revenue. So I knew that this is what I had manifested for myself. And I'll show you kind of the method that I went through. But in the card readings, like I said, the very first card was believing in magic. So it's really important, believing in magic, that the first step that if you want to consciously manifest a sustainable income, the first step is to believe that you can actually do that, to believe that it's possible, and to believe that, you know, this type of creating and manifesting your business is possible to do, because it is, and it's the way I did it. So the second step, and I'm wondering if I should read the descriptions to you. Let's see. Believing in magic. I'll go through this. Here we go. Card meaning. It is indeed a magical universe. Spiritual dimensions and mystical realms are only a thought away. The key to opening these doors is to trust in something you cannot see and hear. Trust is really important. You can have doubts yet still believe in a vast and mysterious universe where signs, symbols, and coincidences reveal secret messages. Even if your faith is the size of a mustard seed, magic can abound. Believe. The universe wants you to know. Some things are true, even though you don't believe in them. It's hard to comprehend how something as heavy as a jumbo jet can fly, but it does. When you make an overseas call, it's hard to believe that your voice travels into space and bounces back, but it does. And it's sometimes hard to believe that angels are looking over us, but they are. Here's to believing in magic. So basically, believing in magic is faith that you have that team behind you of your guardian angels, your spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, that are guiding you along the way, that are backing you, that are showing you signs of the path that they think you need to be going on in order to manifest what it is you want to manifest. So believing in magic, that's huge. So it's, you know, some people just believe and they have that faith. Others have to be shown that faith. And I know for me, for the longest time, I didn't have the faith, but I was shown that faith. I actually posed a question to my guardian angels about 4.5 years ago, and I got a pretty profound answer back, and within about 10 minutes, and that solidified my faith in the process, and that made me believe in magic. So you really have to believe that you can do this before you embark on the conscious manifestation of a sustainable income. All right, number 2. So the second card was from the Angels and the Fairies, and that card was, okay, healing the past. And it says, I step into my future with strength and clarity. So basically, to move forward and manifest that sustainable income, consciously manifest that sustainable income, you kind of have to deal with issues in your past that may prevent you from moving forward. And I'm going to keep my glasses on, even though I know there's kind of a glare here, but I kind of need those to read. So healing the past. Let me read you the description. Okay, healing the past. I step into my future with strength and clarity. Card meaning. Your past and even your past lives affects your present. So that's why you've got to heal that past. And I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll give you a real life example. A powerful healing is occurring for you right now. Beneath the surface, there are forces dissolving old blockages and limitations. This has a positive effect on every aspect of your life, including your health, your relationships, and even your creativity. The universe wants you to know challenges in your present can be linked to past events. Take some time to examine your current situation to see what areas could be strengthened. Release old blockages. Even if it feels like nothing is happening, profound transformations are occurring at this very moment. This is not unlike the bamboo that grows roots under the surface for 2 to 5 years, building a foundation invisible to the naked eye. Then in 1 year, it grows up to be 90 feet. Wounds from broken relationships, people, or situations that seem impossible to forgive, and old shame or guilt are all dissolving. As a result, your body, mind, and spirit are healing. So healing the past. So for me, I had a corporate job that when I first got that job, I adored. I loved that job. It was awesome. It was the job of my life. And as time went on, I became disillusioned with that job. It just turned out to be the job that I should not be keeping. I should have moved on. And I kept procrastinating on that, and I didn't do it. And so the universe finally did it for me and put me in a situation where I had to leave that job. And it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. In fact, that was 9 years ago this past Sunday, October 21st. So basically, I was really, it took me a couple of years to get over the fact that I had some really bad experiences with that job. I had to forgive the people that I worked with and the people that I worked for. And until I could actually do this and reconcile all of that and walk away from it and put it in my past, I couldn't move forward with what I was doing with my business. I had established ComputerDiva at that time, and it was steadily growing, but I couldn't thrive in my business until I completely dealt with my past job. So you need to do that. So you need to believe in magic, and you need to make sure there's nothing in your past that is stopping you from moving forward in your future. It has to be dealt with. Okay, so that was card number 2. Card number 3, Mother Earth, hearing messages from Spirit. Here we go. Hearing messages from Spirit. And it says, I am a clear channel for messages from Spirit. Okay. So, card meaning. Believe. Right now, your spirit guides, ancestors, and loved ones who have passed on are sending you messages, love, and healing. Have faith that you can discern these messages, and you will. You are a vibrational match for communications from these spirit realms. And so now and in the days ahead, you'll be even more aware of these loving messages that are flooding your soul. The universe wants you to know, one of the secrets of the universe is the power of belief. Let me reread that. One of the secrets of the universe is the power of belief. And there we go. We keep hearing believe over and over again. If you are able to imagine and truly believe that something can happen, card number 1, then miracles will abound. Look for signs. The feather that alights at your feet, the penny that mysteriously appears, or the rainbow splashed across the sky might be a sign that Spirit is trying to get your attention. You need to pay attention to all this stuff. Watch for signs in your dreams, too, for messages from Spirit are most often conveyed during those nocturnal hours. Messages are waiting for you. listen to the whispers in the wind. So as we go through life, we are constantly being guided by our guardian angels, our spirit guides. And oftentimes people don't recognize those messages. People don't know to look for messages. It's not something we're taught unless we're raised in a family that truly believes in this type of guidance. I wasn't. I had to learn it. So we receive these signs and messages on the path that we need to be taking, and we need to be open to that. And so I received all sorts of signs and messages, and I could probably talk for hours on the various signs and messages that I've gotten in order to propel me towards creating Diva Care. But I'll talk about a couple of signs in particular. I had gotten, I had taken a virus remediation course, about 3 or 4 years ago in the fall. And the following Thanksgiving, I got an email from the instructor of that course. Everybody who had ever taken that course got the same email. And it had all sorts of Black Friday deals in it from various technology companies. And there were several deals in there that I took advantage of. One of them was for a series of ebooks that talked about creating your own repair business, managing SEO for your website. There were 6 ebooks. And so I took advantage of that, which got me in touch with the author, who is now a friend and colleague. She refers business to me on an occasional basis, which I'm very grateful for. And so the next one was, there were 2 others in particular I want to talk about. One of them was a company that actually put together a software program that allowed you to automate various computer maintenance tasks. And up until that point, when I sat down to fix a computer, I would pull up, I would install on the computer several different software products that would help me do maintenance tasks, such as doing computer cleanups and scanning for viruses, that type of maintenance product. But it allowed you to create your own menu, and it had dozens of various products that you can put into these menus to run maintenance on a computer. And it was a huge time saver for me. So I subscribed to that right away. And I still use it to this day. I've incorporated it into my Diva Care product. And it's part of my automated remediation tool that I talked about earlier in Diva Care, where if an alert is triggered, I then run a script. And usually the script will call up one of these menus that I've put together, and it will fix the issue that the trigger was telling us about. So that was the second product. The third product was actually a CRM, client relationship manager piece of software. And it was really spendy, but I knew it would take me to the next level in what I needed to do for my business. It was an amazing piece of software that managed my customers, managed the details of their computers, did my invoicing, could do marketing as well. And it was a great first step in getting myself to the point where I was ready to create Diva Care. So the sign that I followed for that was, I got this email. I had all these awesome products that I could take advantage of in this email. And I knew that was a sign because it was just a knowing for me. When you consciously listen for signs and guidance, when it appears, you just know it. You have this feeling in your body. It's your yes feeling. And when you hear the word yes, you pay attention to where in your body do you feel that word yes. And you also know that, the point, the space in your body where you hear your no. For me, that's just the feeling deep in my gut that doesn't feel good. And with the yes, it's the feeling in my heart space and across my chest, and usually tingling in my arms that tells me this is a yes. This is yes guidance, and the no is no guidance. So So that's the yes and the no. So it was just a knowing. I knew, yes, that this was guidance and that I needed to follow it. So it took me there along into my next steps. And then, of course, when it came time for Diva Care to be produced and birthed and created, there were several signs that I followed along the way that told me my yes. And I just followed those yes signs, and I trusted that it would take me down a path, and that when I got to a certain point in that path, I would be creating something. You have to trust. I didn't know when I was listening to these signs that something was going to be produced at the end or what it was. I just trusted, because I trust my guides. So the fourth card is called Igniting Courage. Igniting Courage. I am strong, valiant, and courageous. So let's read the description for Igniting Courage. Card meaning: move forward fearlessly, gather your inner forces, and take a risk. Speak up for yourself by honoring your truth. This isn't the time to be timid or to hold back. This isn't Oh, I was about to read that same sentence again. This isn't the time to be timid or hold back. Go forward gallantly with your banner of truth waving in the wind. You are a light bearer for others. The universe wants you to know, being courageous doesn't mean that you're not afraid. It means that in spite of fear and hesitation, you take action anyway. It's all right to fall down. It's okay to fall down. Just don't stay down. Do not allow yourself to be limited by the beliefs of others or even your own beliefs. Face your fears. Go beyond the boundaries of your self-imposed barriers. Live passionately and boldly. So basically, this card is telling you to be courageous, be bold, feel the fear, but work through the fear anyway, because just believing in your path and following that path with faith can be scary, because you are not doing this business creation in a traditional way. You're not sitting down and creating a business plan. You're not planning everything out beforehand and putting it all down on paper. You're following your guidance and you're just going down this path. Now, I went ahead and created my business without a business plan. I've never had a business plan. And I kind of wing it as I go along, which a lot of people will look at me and say, that's really foolish. That's no way to run a business. But it's my way. And it's how I do it. And it's how I'm most comfortable doing it. It's like I've never been that person who, like in a job interview, if you're asked that question, what are you doing 5 years down the road? What do you see yourself doing 5 years down the road? I don't know what I'm going to be doing 5 years down the road. 5 years ago, would I have ever been able to predict that I am where I am right now 5 years later? There's no way. Absolutely no way. I really prefer to wing it and listen to that guidance as we go along, because things change. And if I had had a 5-year plan and I tried my best to stick to it, I might have missed out on a whole lot of awesome, wonderful things that happened in my life. And I would have been going this way down my path when I should have been going this way. So it's the igniting your courage and having the courage to go down that path that is so important. So that was card number 4. Card number 5 was receiving from the angels. So in order to consciously manifest your sustainable income, you really need to open yourself up to receiving what it is that is coming your way. You can use all 4 of these cards, the first 4 cards, and listen to your guidance and try and manifest this business. But if you don't open yourself up to receiving, it's not going to happen. So let's read what this card says. Receiving from angels. Shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. Card meaning: blessings from above are showering over your life. Angels are real and their presence is near. They are only a thought away. Messengers from the Creator. They come to you with immense blessings and love. All is well. Spread your wings and soar. The universe wants you to know angels are watching over you. They love you deeply and profoundly. Be still and open your heart to their wisdom and healing. They will come to you in soft breezes, rainbows, and feathers that seem to magically appear. These signs let you know that you are going in the right direction and that all is unfolding exactly as it should. The angelic energy within you is expanding. Know that you are an angelic healing force for others. Receiving from angels. So that kind of told me with these 5 cards, let me make sure I have them in the right order. First, you have to believe. So when I did this card reading, remember the question was, how is this course going to look? If I taught people how to do what I did, what is going to be my course outline? So of course, the first card was, you have to believe. You have to truly believe that you can do this, that you can manifest a sustainable income, consciously manifest a sustainable income. Second thing you need to do is heal the past. Make sure that there's nothing in your past that's holding you back from moving into the future. Then you have to open yourself up to hear the messages from spirit, from your guardian angels, from your spirit guides. Then you have to have the courage in order to take the guidance and run with it. And of course, then you have to open yourself up to receive what is coming your way. So I knew that by the time I finished doing that reading, that these 5 cards constituted my course outline for the class. And a couple of days later, I was able to sit down in front of my computer and just knock out the entire outline for the class. Now, what I've told you about so far was just the card reading and just a brief overview of my experiences with each of these cards, or some of these cards. The other part of the course had to do with the business mechanics of it. What is your sustainable business, and how can you figure out what it is? So that's the piece that I'm not going to cover here. But if anybody is interested in talking to me about that or hearing more details, feel free to contact me, mary@ComputerDiva.biz. So with that said, we're going to wrap this up. And my next show will be on November 15th. Now, it's usually the 4th Thursday of the month, but in November, the 4th Thursday of the month is Thanksgiving. And I don't want to be doing a live show. Kelly doesn't want to be doing a live show on Thanksgiving, and people don't want to watch a live show on Thanksgiving. So November 15th, we are going to have a guest. My very special guest is Lisa Brum from My Financial Girlfriend. Lisa is doing amazing things in educating women on finance and just kind of helping them take that next step forward in their financial future and their financial life. So that will be November 15th at 10 a.m. I look forward to bringing that to all of you. And it will either be live or recorded, one of the two. There's no other way to do it. Haven't decided that yet. It all depends on logistics between Lisa and myself and Kelly, of course. So with that said, thank you so much for listening and watching. And thank you to Kelly Lair from New 72 Media. And really appreciate all of your technical help in the background and making sure that everything runs smoothly. So I will talk at you all on November 15th. Have a great month, everyone. Bye-bye.